Hello everyone, it's Allie from Titan and welcome back to our channel. I am here with our first of 3 personal breaks this evening, and we do have our first Tales of ARIA Unlimited Edition booster box to check on out, this time here for Jeremiah M. from Michigan. So thank you so much, Jeremiah, for letting me open up some more Flesh and Blood for you here in the channel, and I hope to find you some awesome cards to add to your collection. Now, like I said, our first ever Tales of ARIA Unlimited Edition booster box. Excited to see what this brings to us here this evening. So let's go ahead and jump on into it by snapping us into the corner. Let's just get right on into Tales of ARIA. So it's going to be a little odd here. Excited to see what we'll find. But a little odd, of course, now that we are no longer looking for any cold foils. I must say the boxes themselves feel a bit different than the first edition boxes. Like perhaps a different type of paper, but I'm curious how things are going to be changing for Flesh and Blood in the future. I know with that upcoming supplemental set, Everfest, which should be releasing in February, Legistor Studios is aiming to have all the wrappers be made with paper, so they would all be recyclable, so better for the environment. So I'm excited to see what those feel like, how they hold up. I think there is a Magic set, perhaps Modern Masters 15 or so? Original Modern Masters? I don't know. There was a Magic set a few years ago that had some sort of cardboard wrapping, I think. I don't know how well that went over since, I mean, Wizards isn't using that today. So curious to see. Curious to see how things pan out for that, and excited for spoiler season. That should start towards the end of January. I was checking on the Flesh and Blood website, of course, to learn more about Everfest. I love the art there with the circus tents. I'm assuming that is the key art for the set. It's beautiful. I love Flesh and Blood's art design, especially Tales of ARIA. I was a big fan of it. I know I've said before with like the high fantasy forests and the snowy areas. It reminds me of like a crossover between Tangled and Frozen from Disney. So I just really enjoyed checking out and looking at all of Tales of ARIA. We have Flash Freeze, Majestic here, our first Majestic of the box, and Foil Chill to the Bone. I'm excited to learn more about Everfest. Like I said, another supplemental set, so it should be similar in like pack, not orientation, but like what is in a pack, amount of cards, amount of packs per box, etc. Like Crucible of War, which recently went out of print. So it should be a little similar to that kind of opening, rather than these Tales of ARIA booster boxes, Arcane Rising, Welcome to Wraith, Monarch. I'm excited to see what will be reprinted, what will be new in that product. Like I said, it should be coming in February. Weave Lightning and Biting Gale. Explosive Growth is our first foil rare of the box here for Jeremiah. I feel like these unlimited cards feel a little different than the first edition ones as well. Visually, I'm just trying to look at the cards and spot a difference between the first edition. I do have a pile over here that really should get put away at some point. But this is my Lexi that I actually got from the trial deck that well, not trial deck, the Blitz deck that we previewed here in the channel. Trying to see what is a bit different here. The symbols are like the unlimited symbols for Arcane Rising and Welcome to Wraith, I believe. Or instead of the color circle being filled in, the circle just outline is the color of the rarity. You can see the difference between that rare and this rare here. The circle is filled in. I guess that's how you would tell the difference between unlimited and first edition printing. Didn't really spot any other differences. Like I said, they do feel slightly different. Maybe perhaps was manufactured in a different spot. I noticed that on the Everfest announcement, it said that Cartamundi, Belgium is where they're going to be getting the paper wrappers, and they're going to try and have that implemented at all of their facilities, but it might take some time. So it looks like there are different places that Flesh and Blood is printed. So it could just be that this is from some other location. I'm surprised by it a bit because, like I said, this is the first time we didn't actually get to open up an unlimited box when they first arrived. I was busy with some other new product. Don't quite remember what it was off the top of my head. But excited to be checking out. Better late than never. I love Tales of ARIA, like I was saying. Love the arts. Love the set itself. I'm excited to see more from Flesh and Blood come 2022. Cold Wave, Weave Ice, and Foil Winter's Grasp. But yeah, the box itself feels different. And the cards themselves feel maybe a little more stiff. Perhaps like a different surface coating. Biting Gale and Turn Timber. Oh, we do have Duskblade, Foil Majestic. Now, I believe this would have been a cold foil, which I think we actually have found Duskblade cold foil before. But just a rainbow foil here. Majestic. We'll go ahead and get that sleeved on up. Always nice to see foil Majestics. There we go. Duskblade is our first of the box. We might find two. We have found sometimes multiple foil Majestics. I don't think we found more than two in an unlimited box, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm trying to think. So we haven't opened up that much Monarch. I could just be getting confused with super rares. I don't know if I've opened up... Yeah, because I don't think I've opened up a good enough amount of Monarch to remember something like that. Force of Nature Majestic and Ball Lightning Common Foil. Unless we found in first edition ARIA a couple of Rainbow Foil Majestics. Might have to go back through the playlist, which will be on screen. Actually, I think the subscribe button pops up here at the end of the video, but over there I think should be the playlist of all Flesh and Blood openings. Overlaying on the channel members list at the end. Might have to go back and check out some of those, because I feel like I have seen that before, but I'm not quite sure when. Frostfang, foil rare number 2 of the box. And by seen that, I mean multiple foil Majestics. Like 2 or so. Not sure, not sure. Almost halfway through this box here for Jeremiah. We have Lightning Press, Summerwood Shelter, and Entwine Lightning Common Foil. Embolden, Evergreen, and Dazzling Crescendo foil. Alright, 2 packs left on this side. This pack here is being a bit non-cooperative. Alright, this is the front of the pack. Later on this week, not quite sure how busy the channel will be. We have Polar Blast Common Foil. I know some of you are expecting the release of Marvel Annual this week. Not that it isn't officially releasing on Wednesday. However, Southern Hobby did not receive it, and it did not ship out today. The only thing that shipped out today, I think, was actually just the restock we had coming of some Dragon Shield sleeves. So I don't believe we actually have any new products to check out on Wednesday. Unless we have a secret arrival of Chronicles Basketball. Did not get allocated any of that to our knowledge, so unfortunately won't be checking that out this week. Even though that is the only new product that Southern had shipping out. Like I said, we didn't get allocated any, so won't be able to preview it. Unless, like I said, surprise arrival from one of our other distributors. Although those usually arrive on Friday. Although with the holiday on Thursday... For Americans, it is Thanksgiving this Thursday. We have Lighted Up Majestic and Common Foil Strength of Sequoia. Which I've been thinking, what am I going to do for Thanksgiving? Aside from just gorge myself on food. Might come into work for a little bit to work on some stuff maybe for my personal channel, Allie's Treasure Trove. Link in the description. Or, actually, I've decided, did book a table for an upcoming card convention in Tampa. Bossman didn't want us to go. He was thinking about it and then decided against it. Then I was like, well, I think it's a good opportunity to be fun. Maybe meet some of you guys who are fans of the channel. I think I'll go ahead and set up. So I decided to do that. So I need to, of course, continue preparations. I ordered some personal business cards. You guys have ordered from us on eBay before. You might have seen these. I designed these recently for the shop. New fancy with YouTube and whatnot. Because we had some old business cards with just the logo and like the shop address. It was just kind of junky. So I designed one that was like, you know, I feel like this is a bit eye-catching. It's like you open up a bunch of packages and you're like, oh, that's cute. There's a chibi. What's all that about? So if you've ordered from us on eBay recently, you may have seen that. So that's within like the past month and a half or so on those new business cards. So I got some for me. That takes it to the little link tree thing I have. That is my link on Instagram. That gives the links to everything. Both channels, my Instagram, my Twitch accounts. Things like that. I figured it'd be good to have. We do have Coat of Frost. This also would have been a cold foil. I like the way this looks, though. Perhaps I should also pick up a rainbow coat of frost, because I did actually get this. This is my first purchase Flesh and Blood card for myself after I already had a few. I won't say first because, of course, I did have those preview cards from the Blitz deck first. I just thought this card was gorgeous. I like it in rainbow as well. So rainbow coat of frost in this pack for Jeremiah. Now I'll keep my eye on one of those. TCG Player usually has a cashback promotion for Black Friday and or Cyber Monday. I think they usually do both. Perhaps pick up one of those this weekend. I have a list of cards I need to still pick up, working on my Cardfight Vanguard Lyrical Malady set, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Weiss set, the Cardcaptor Sakura set, although needing just a very rare Worlds promo, Pulse of Candlehold, and Polar Blast Common Foil. For my English Cardcaptor set, just need a Worlds promo. Only one I've ever seen for sale was up for $10,000. I'm like, and I need a bunch of Japanese cards still. Well, not a bunch. I've been whittling away at the list. In terms of stuff, though, to buy on TCG Player, oh, yes, I was trying to make the Fluanderies archetype. Just a set of those. There's these cute new birds in Yu-Gi-Oh! There's a collector's rare that's on the cheaper end of collector's rare. I was thinking about picking that up. That'd be good to go ahead and throw in my cart as preparation for the mad rush that is TCG Player on Black Friday. I like just having all the stuff in the cart, then you can just hit optimize, and then it just sets it for you, and then just boom, there you go. So, we'll see. I mean, actually, last time they had a promotion, I had stuff in the cart, but you couldn't access the cart because TCG Player kept crashing, so that might not be the best idea. But eventually, it stops spinning, and you could check out, so perhaps. Awakening Majestic and Weave Lightning foil rare. But I was thinking, because I've done autographed photos on my Patreon before, which those of you that hear the word Patreon, you're like, ooh, Allie, I might be interested in that. I think I am going to be phasing it out, and by I think, I mean like 99.9% sure I'll be getting rid of that in the new year. Kind of want to bring everything back together. I feel like I was spreading myself out a bit too thin. And it's always difficult for me to take pictures. I do want to have some photos out at my table. I was thinking, actually, since it's, you know, Thanksgiving, we'll have no need for these. I was thinking, actually, because this one is attached to the table mount, I don't want to mess with the card cam, but the face cam I could take off. And then that's a nice fancy camera. Maybe try and experiment taking pictures with that. See how those look. Might be nicer. I've been struggling with those photos for Patreon. It's just very peculiar on how I wish to represent myself, and I'm just like, man, I feel like I could do better, and it's just a struggle to take. I don't know, because I feel like the pictures on my Instagram look fine. It's just in a larger size. I don't feel like they translate very well. Not as in focus as I'd like, which I think is just probably the limitations of my phone camera not being like high-end. So the front-facing camera is not as good as the regular camera on my phone. So I think I'm just used to like the regular pictures that I take, like plants, birds, Pikmin, you know. And then it's just when I try to take pictures of selfies, and then even loading it on the computer, I'm like, why is it so blurry compared to all the other pictures? I think it's just my front camera is less megapixels, and it just doesn't look good in a larger size that's not phone sized. So I figured that might be fun to experiment with on Thursday. Especially since I don't think it will be a super heavy week this week. Like I said, I don't think there's anything new coming in. Doesn't seem like Marvel Annual will be arriving this week. Not sure when that is supposed to be releasing. I have a couple breaks on the schedule for tomorrow. Then we will have a few things on sale on the site for Black Friday. Little spoiler alert. Should be Onyx Vintage Basketball and Yu-Gi-Oh! Genesis Impact is the plan. I'll check with Bossman if there's anything else we want to add tomorrow. Tuesdays is when I do the website updates, and it looks like I said, nothing new is going to be going up on the site, so I figured go ahead and put these sales up. And then get started on those breaks on Friday, or during our live stream, of course, for the live options. So we'll see. We'll see. Probably not too busy of a week here on the channel, but of course I'll still have the 2 episodes per week on my personal channel. Link in the description once again. Exposed to the Elements Majestic and Shock Striker common foil. Alright, one last pack here for Jeremiah. See, can we find a second foil Majestic? Or just the Duskblade? Icequake, Bolt and Shots, and Explosive Growth foil rare. Have had a lot of foil rares in this box. At least it feels like a lot. So of course, we'll go ahead and count them on up during our recap. So, move this out of the way. Yeah, the boxes definitely feel a lot more flimsy than the first edition boxes. Interesting. Like I said, not sure if that's intentional or just different printing location. The cards themselves feel a little bit different. Alrighty. So, in terms of Majestics, we did find 6 non-foils in this box. Exposed to the Elements, Awakening, Pulse of Candlehold, Light It Up, Force of Nature, and Flash Freeze. We also, of course, did have that foil Duskblade. In terms of foil rares, we did have 6 foil rares. Okay, so the same amount of Majestics, non-foils. Explosive Growth, Biting Gale, Weave Lightning, Lightning Press, Frostfang, and Explosive Growth. Alright, so 6 non-foil Majestics, 6 foil rares, and 1 foil Majestic. And with that does wrap off this recap here for Jeremiah. So like I said at the start of the video, thank you so much, Jeremiah, for letting me open up even more Flesh and Blood for you here on the channel. Really hope you enjoyed this opening and love these new additions to your collection. Was very excited to check out Tales of ARIA, see if I could play Spot the Difference for what is the variation between first edition and unlimited. Like I said, I think the only thing I was able to see was the difference in the actual circle there for the rarity symbol. Instead of being filled in, it's just the outline of the circle for, you know, in its appropriate color. Rares are blue, Majestics are red. Commons are just, what are commons? Those like off-white or just beige. Looks a bit beige. Some look white, some look beige. Could just be the rest of the colors on the card playing tricks on my eyes. So I think that is the only difference between first edition, aside from, like I said, the feel. But the feel of cards is not necessarily the best way to tell. So glad that there is a visual difference. And like I said, that does feel a bit different. Curious to see what is coming from Flesh and Blood in the future. Everfest looks very interesting. Being a supplemental set, like I said, just kind of like Crucible. Have a few reprints in it as well. I'm curious what's going to be chosen for reprints in that set. And also very excited to see what new things will be coming next year. But with that, I think that wraps off our first video here. So again, thanks, Jeremiah. I really hope you enjoyed it. All of you out there watching, of course, I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you did, don't forget to go on ahead and hit that like button. Comments from me, drop those down below. And if you're not yet part of the Titan Cards family, we'd love to have you join us. Make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Now, I do have some more TCG openings this evening. A couple of Magic Crimson Vow, the new release, you know, Innistrad Crimson Vow from this past Friday. Pre-release kits, and then a collector booster. But no more Flesh and Blood this evening. No more Flesh and Blood currently on the schedule for this week, but of course, things could change. Do have that dynamic page on the website, Allie's Q. If you guys want to see what's coming up, what are the planned, you know, openings to the shop, what are the planned openings for personal breaks, I do try to update that as much as possible. Allie's Q on the site, so no Flesh and Blood on there at the moment, but of course, things could change at any time. But yeah, so I do have a few more openings tonight. Like I said, Magic themed though. So if you want to check those out, make sure you stay tuned. Now, before I get into those openings and out of this video, do have to give a big shout out to all of our channel members. Thank you so much, you all, for going above and beyond with your support. Bossman and I truly do appreciate it. Do have 12 Black Label fans, Andon, Bounty Hunter Breaks, Chris Rivers, Devon, Epicenter Gaming, Fails Tales, Kira Soltari, Mark Mardini, MT, Sean F, Stephen Olivo, and Stephen Bly. We also have 8 Gem Mint fans, Barco Verer, Dusty Archuleta, Geriatric Geek, Michael C, Michael Bigelow, Ryan Michaels, Scorecard Collectibles, and William Hastings. But thank you so much to all of our channel members, and all members do have their names shown on screen at the end of every video. But that does it for me here in this first one tonight. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Take care, stay safe, and I hope to catch you all in the next one. Bye!